Are you a single mom wanting to buy a house and either you don't know where you'll get the money, or you thought you came up with an effective strategy to save using the income you already have, but every time you turn around, the car needs fixing, the kids need money for a field trip or an extracurricular activity, something you didn't plan for conveniently goes up in price, eating into the savings you thought you'd be putting toward a stable home for you and your family? Or maybe you just plain old can't find extra funding in the first place to save it all. Well, I know the feeling. I've been there. And today I'll be talking about ways you can not only save for a house, but also some other ways you can come up with the money to help you buy a house or put toward a house that you may not even realize can be utilized for this purpose or even exist. If that sounds like what you need to hear, then this video is for you. Hey y'all, hey, it's Chameleon K, and on this channel I help single moms own it all: their time, their life, and their finances through entrepreneurship and overall busting up in every category of life. If that sounds like something that you're interested in or your kind of vibe, then don't forget to subscribe. That rhymed. Welcome to the fam, Chameleon. So today we're talking about ways a single mom can save enough money to buy a house and other creative ways to come up with the money in general, but make sure you stick around for the 9th tip because it may shock you. So let's get into it. First, create a passive income to cover things that unexpectedly come up or to cover emergencies that weren't a part of your well thought out plan that will otherwise eat into the savings you thought would be put toward buying your house. As a single mom and sometimes carrying the entire load, everything can fall on you. From the kid being sick, leaving you to have to call out and miss a day of work, to your child suddenly growing out of everything you bought for the season because they decided to have a major growth spurt out of nowhere. In times like this, being proactive and having money that's consistently making you money without you working for it, such as dividends, digital products, or even small investments, can go a long way and be a lifesaver. In the event that you don't have to use it, then guess what? You have more money to put toward the house or something else if you choose. This next one won't apply to everyone, but if you're at a job and you feel like you're underpaid for the work that you produce, or your next review is coming up, you can ask for a raise or a bigger raise than what they would typically offer if you can justify the ask. If you think you're maxed out in your current position, then maybe it's time to take on more responsibility or a higher position within the current company you work for, if you're open to it or you're looking for growth. See if you qualify for a federal, state, or county grant or loan program that can help you with your down payment or closing costs. In this case, you may not need as much, or even in some cases little to nothing at the closing table. But you won't know these things unless you take the right steps in order to find this out. This means the right realtor with the right relationships to connect you with the right lender to fit your specific needs. Because believe it or not, every lender isn't right for everyone. There are even special programs for certain occupations, where you work, where you want to live, and things like that as well. And by the way, this is my single mom and entrepreneurship channel, but if you're interested in anything real estate related, you can subscribe to my real estate channel that's linked below. And when I start recording over there, you'll already be there to catch the gems. Okay. To piggyback off my last tip, ask the lender about any down payment programs they may offer independently from federal, state, or county programs that you qualify for. Some lenders have their own assistance programs within their institution, and you can do some homework around this to find out what else is available to you. Although this may be a little obvious for some, it isn't for all. And some may need a little bit of a reminder, so here it is. No judgment, but eliminate unnecessary spending and bills. That's right, I had to say it. Sometimes we don't realize just how much our little spending habits can add up, or that we may have things automatically coming out of our accounts that we aren't even using anymore or don't realize could be funding our long-term goals, i.e. a house. So take some time to sit down and check on that. Which leads me into my next tip. If that isn't the case in your specific situation, a part-time job or a side hustle in addition to your full-time income may be necessary to help you save. Although this source of income may not be able to help you in qualifying for or affording more house, it can certainly help you save as long as you can show a trail for where the money came from. A lot of people don't know this, and you may want to reserve this one as a last resort. But if you needed to, you could use money from your retirement fund to buy your house. Buying a house isn't cheap, and sometimes there's no getting around tapping into resources that were initially meant for something else. But if it makes sense in your situation and creating stability is your goal, this may make more sense now. And putting a plan into place to replenish what you took out later could be something to look into. Do me a favor, if you got this far into the video, comment funding below and hit the like button so more people can get this knowledge. And I thank you in advance. So now on to the next one. This next one is for those who have the support and are comfortable asking, but you can get a gift from a family member for money needed for your house. Not everyone has this option, but for those who do, I wanted to make you aware that you can. Make sure before taking the money that you speak with your lender about the proper way to do so. I need to throw this one out there in case you need to use it as a source of income, but listen sis, child support and alimony can be used in some cases. Again, you'll need to have the conversation with your lender, but it may be an option. You'll need to have received it for 6 consecutive months already without any missed payments though. And you'll need to show that you'll be receiving it for the following 3 years. Now, just as a bonus, I'm going to throw this in because a lot of people are always trying to buy a house right before their lease is over, or afraid to renew a lease because they don't know when they'll find their house and they don't want to be stuck for another year. Wow, I have some news that may make you feel better. If you're renting and you're worried about the cost of breaking your lease, sometimes there's a clause that'll let you out of your lease without penalty with a certain amount of notice as long as you're buying a house. You can look in your lease to see if that clause exists or simply call your leasing office to see if they have it. Just ask. The notice they require may vary, but the money you think you'll have to spend to break it may not even have to be considered, allowing you to keep more money in your pocket to use toward or once you have your house. Check out my links below for anything I have going on right now. But alright, it's been real, y'all.
My favorite conversations are the ones without words. You catch me staring and know the things that are on my mind. How could anything so perfect be before my eyes?